I heard you wanted to ask Alanis about 24-hour Le Mans.
Oh,
This
I
is your
did.
opportunity.
I did. We'll get to a few more Imola notes and upgrades and things I do want to talk about. But um, Ferrari last year, hugely successful at Le Mans, the 24-hour endurance race that is one of the triple crown of motorsport. Have you been?
yes. I went last
Okay.
year. I saw Ferrari, and last year was it was a huge deal because Ferrari's coming back to the top class. They win. Wow, wild stuff. Ferrari has success. Go Ferrari. And they had the Garage 56 car from
Mhm.
NASCAR. And the Garage 56 car was in a class. It was in its own class. Garage 56 is dedicated to innovative cars. So you don't necessarily have to follow the rules of any specific class. Just bring your own car, run the race, and see where you finish in the full running order. So at Le Mans, you have a bunch of different classes. Those classes compete against each other. And then there's a final ranking in the full running order out of like 60 cars. The Garage 56 class is its own class. So technically, you win your class. Good job. You
Mhm.
didn't even have to do anything and you win. But the idea is to see where you stack up against other cars. And Garage 56 was a program to show that the new NASCAR race car is actually capable of doing road courses and adaptable to sports car drivers and drivers around the world. Because for many, many decades, NASCAR cars were built to turn left, and they were built for good old American boys who've been turning left their whole life, right?
Mhm.
Now, this new race car can turn left and right, and it's very adaptable to drivers across the globe, which is why we saw with the Chicago race, Shane Van Gisbergen, an Australian supercars champion, hops in this car. He's literally driving on the other side of the car, wins his debut for the first time in 60 years that's happened in NASCAR. And so this Garage 56 car was meant to show, hey, come race with us. We have a car that you can adapt to, and it's competitive and good. And to see that thing at Le Mans was one of the highlights of my career and life, honestly.
I am going this year. Do you have any advice?
Oh,
Wow, breaking news.
go to the KFC on the track that overlooks the track, but don't
Absolutely.
go at 3 a.m. because my whole goal that weekend was to go to the KFC. And about 3 a.m., I read online that it was open 24 hours. The internet lied to me. It
Hmm.
was not open. And I made this like several mile walk, and I did not get to go to KFC. My other recommendation, this is a very weird one, but if you have a media credential, get a photo vest when you arrive, get in a photo van, and go way over to the corner on the other side of the woods. Okay. And this is the coolest thing in the world. There's a corner like right before the Mulsanne Strait. You can
Hmm.
take the photo van over there and you go through the woods to get there. And Le Mans is an 8.5 mile massive track that's made out of permanent racetrack and public roads. And because of that, you go through the woods to get to the other side of the track. And when you're in the middle of the woods, if you roll down the window, you wouldn't even know there's a race going on because you can't hear anything. It's
Mm.
so surreal and so interesting to just be in the middle of the woods at Le Mans and know Le Mans is happening around you, but you would have no idea. It's very,
Sounds
very
like
cool
you want
experience.
Spencer to get kidnapped, Alanis. You're just setting him up for a kidnapping right
I
Mhm.
will be waiting in the woods and
First
I will
man,
kidnap you.
the first man killed by a boar attack during a motor race at the track.
It's very cool, and I can just specifically remember sitting in one of the turns and watching the Garage 56 car just go through and open up when they hit the straightaway. And if you didn't follow Le Mans, you didn't follow the Garage 56 car, the main thing about that car was when it arrived, it was like 2 times the size of every other vehicle there. It looked ridiculous. It was
The big
Photoshop.
car. Yeah, it was
The
the big
big
car.
car was the
Yeah.
big car, and it was so much louder than every other car out there. Because with sports cars, they go by and it's like, and then you'd have like a Cadillac go by, and then you have the Garage 56 car by, and like shake the whole facility. And what was so wild is NASCAR cars are known for being extremely loud, just ridiculous pushrod V8s. But NASCAR cars also have side exit exhaust. So whereas the other loud, quote unquote, loud cars at Le Mans, they didn't hold a candle to the Garage 56 car because they had rear exit exhaust. Whereas the side exit exhaust just blow all that sound straight into the spectator areas. So what was really wild was the whole 24 hours, every 4 minutes that car would go by and it just and everybody would wake up every 4 minutes and go, there's the NASCAR. And then they'd go back to sleep. 4 minutes later, there's the NASCAR. And then they'd go back to sleep. It was every 4 minutes for 24 hours. And I never saw anyone get sick of it. It was such a marvel to watch it go by that you commented on it every single time. You watched it every single time. And you were just amazed to see it every single time. And it was ridiculous being in France because in America, people make fun of you for saying the NASCAR or NASCARs, using NASCAR as a word for the car. It would be like saying the Formula Ones, right? It's a Formula One car. But in France, because that was like all they knew, you just started saying, oh, that's the NASCAR. Like you started adopting the language, the terminology, and you go, oh yeah, there goes the NASCAR. Whereas you can't do that in America. But you can do that in France. And it was just such a community experience to be able to see this. And it's something that will probably never happen again. And I just think back on it so fondly.
We love the big cars. The big
We
car
love the
has
big
such
car.
force. He's a
The
brute.
NASCAR.
Yes.
He's enigmatic, but he is also friendly.
A trip to France is so wasted on you because you don't like cheese, Spencer. I'm actually like a little annoyed right now.
But man, all the stuff they make out of parts, all your various like pâtés, all your various head cheeses that you eat on baguettes, here for it.
There you go. Good for
Yeah.
you. You got
I mean,
this.
Same, but the cheese also.
All the saucisson. That's more cheese for you.
That's fine.
More
that's
cheese
fine.
for you.
I'm not
Oh.
going with you, but it's fine.
Have so much fun, Spencer. It's really, really amazing. Just go get on the phone of us and stop in the woods and just take it all in for a minute.
I will. I will be there along with former F1 drivers such as Nick DeVries.
Nice.
Antonio Giovinazzi is also doing work for I like that it's listed as Ferrari AF Corsa, which to me just reads as Ferrari as fuck, you know? Like you could do the Formula One stuff, but if you want to do the Ferrari as fuck, you gotta go to Le Mans.
Hopefully the race isn't Ferrari AF in bad ways.
Yeah.